Welcome to the Serpent Temple podcast and YouTube channel. I am here with Omar from Dool. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Cool. We're going to do a quick Psycard reading. So it's going to be the past, present, and future. So feel free to pick a card.
Ooh.
It matches your shirt.
It does, eh?
Yeah.
Let's see.
The scales.
Okay.
So this card is it's set in like an orchard. There's a tree with lots of apples, and you have the scales of justice. They're unbalanced in the picture, but this card basically represents like your sense of what is right and wrong in the world, and also your sense of balance as well. So how do you think that relates to like balancing being in a band, for example? Like you're playing a lot of shows, you just released an amazing new album as well.
Thanks.
So how has the balance been for you with all of that?
It's quite interesting actually because, like you say, the practical part of being in a band, it really you need to really find a good way to balance your band and other professional duties next to it, and family life, friends, all these things, and being on the road often. You really need to find this balance in between all those kind of elements. That's actually something I've been working on the last couple of years, to find the right way to find yourself in this world, you know. So that's quite interesting. Yeah.
What specific things do you do? Do you find that helps you with that? Like, is it trying to carve out some time for yourself every day, or?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and take some time to do a sport when you're on the road. You know, like I like to run. Other people in the band work out, or they do some boxing.
You're in the perfect situation for that. Yeah.
It's good to get some physical exercise because you're in a bus the whole day, and you know, and then on stage, and it's good to have your body move a little bit and just check in on everybody, you know, to have conversations and see how everybody's doing. If there's something, the worst thing that happens is when there's something but it's not said.
Yeah.
You know, it just hangs in the air, and then that throws off the balance as well. So it's good to address it and then reskill, you know.
Have you done any like 10Ks or marathons before?
No, it's not like that, unfortunately. No,
Yeah.
I wish it was a little bit healthier, but it's not like that.
I think when you're touring as well, it must be so difficult to do that.
I mean, yeah, it's. But on the other hand, you know, when you've got some time, it's also a thing of priorities. You can have a lot of parties and stay up fucking late and. Can I say fuck?
Yeah, you can say fuck. Of course. Say as many times as you like. Yeah.
You stay up till fucking late and drink your ass off, but if you shouldn't do that every day. So it's also finding, you know, it's important to relax and have a good time with your friends, but also, you know, you're also working, so keep it a little bit professional. And, yeah.
How like involved are you with like the meanings and the lyrics and like all of because like the actual content of what the album is about is like extremely deep. There's definitely a sense of like injustice, I feel like, in the music though. Mm-hmm. So how does that affect you?
So Raven, the vocalist, they write all the lyrics, and especially this album was quite personal, but also we try to relate it to broader tendencies within society, and I think everybody in the band really relates to the lyrics and the content of the album. We discussed it a lot. The themes behind it were a very important part, also during the songwriting itself. So in that sense, and it really has to deal with this kind of injustices and just how to carve out the way that you want to be in the world in today's environment. And it's the world asks a lot of us. They want to know, what's your identity? Who are you? What are you doing? You know, they want to box you in. But sometimes those boxes don't fit, and then it's important to make yourself heard. You know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think the music video does a great job with that statement. Like, it was so cool with like the two armored people fighting. It was really cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, nice that you got that.
Oh, it's a beautiful video.
Oh, cool. Nice. Thank you.
It's cool. Do you want to see what's in the present?
Yeah.
The cave.
The cave.
The cave. This is really interesting. You're kind of in a cave right now in this like cavernous hole in the middle of Manchester.
And we're into Beverastor Plain in about 20 minutes. Yeah.
To be honest, the first thing I think about is the bunks in our bus. Like a little cave to sleep in every night. That's really the present. 3.5 weeks in a cave like that.
It's true. And also like the guy in the picture, he's like in a fetal position with his hands over his head, like he's curled up in a ball.
He's in there. He's in the tour bus for 4 weeks. This is me right now.
Have you got like a top bunk, bottom bunk situation? Or,
it's like very close all together.
Yeah, 4 weeks is difficult.
Well, it's also a lot of fun, you know.
Yeah.
I'm happy that at least within our band, and also we're touring together with Hangman's Chair, a band from Paris, and it's been really great. We're all great friends, and we help each other with everything.
Cool.
It's been really nice. So even though we're all in this cave, you know, still we're having a great time. And tonight's the last show for us, and it's really sad actually. But it's going to be a bit emotional on stage, I think.
I can't wait to see you. It's going to be really cool. This is kind of the band that I've been looking forward to the most for the festival, because I can see a lot of the bands playing a lot of the time, but you guys are like, it's kind of a new find for me with the album.
Cool.
So I'm really looking forward to the show.
I hope we can deliver.
You will. You will. You'll come out of the cave for like
we come out of the cave too.
The future?
The future, let's go.
The future, okay. Mother. Oh, are you going to go home and see your family after this?
I will, yeah.
Yeah. This is
true.
It's a beautiful card. It's not just about like your mother. It's about like nurturing, like how you were saying, how everyone takes care of each other on tour. They're like saying everything out loud. And the cave card as well. It's about your inner world, and then I guess this one is more about your outer world as well, like the way that you treat others, looking after each other.
Yeah.
And the motherhood card is like, it's a very deep, complicated card as well. And of course, family is something that suffers when you tour, depending on like, your family can be anyone. It doesn't have to be necessarily like who gave birth to you as well.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely. And it feels like on a trip like this, you have to be each other's family. Yeah, really, really. And also you can be annoyed with each other like you are annoyed with your little brother or something like that, you know. It's very close connected. And also I want to give a shout out actually to a band that we play with often. They're called Verwoed. They're a great band from the Netherlands. We played a few shows with them, and they actually released a great album this year called The Mother.
Oh, is that VERWOED?
Exactly,
yeah.
And we're gonna share the stage in December with them when we do a Dutch club show, and they're gonna perform a lot of the songs from that album, and we all listen to that a lot, and it's interesting. They also when that came out, you know, like that's also a very deep album relating to these kind of themes. You know?
So it's about like their relationship with their mothers or motherhood in general?
Yeah, and like the world as a mother.
Oh,
you know,
interesting.
The way that we all come about from this nothingness, and how the world just gives birth to you, and then you have to find your way, you know? Yeah.
It's brutal in a way.
It is.
Yeah. It's really interesting.
You get thrown into the world like that, and just have to find your way.
So, like the album cover of your album with the flag made of ice.
Yeah.
I think that really perfectly embodies the fragility of like what you're talking about. Like you're born, and then it's so easy to break someone.
Definitely.
It's so easy to be broken by like people forcing you into things as well.
Yeah, exactly. Metastasis, a Parisian artist, made that cover, and he sent us a few ideas, and this was one of the ideas, and we immediately like, wow, this is a great encapsulation of the theme, because it's a flag, you know, it's the symbol for identity, any kind of identity. It's a sport or national identity, anything like that. But then when it's ice, you know, it can smelt, it can break, it can melt and reshape again, and that's kind of the statement of the album. Like, it's important to be able to develop your own identity and to break free of any kind of mold that society wants to put you in. You know?
How do you feel about that as an individual? Like, how do you feel like? do you feel like describing yourself gives you like the power of your identity, or do you prefer? Some people prefer not to be perceived so like deeply as like being forced into these categories and things as well.
Yeah, I mean it's it's okay when people categorize you a little bit. When I'm on the street looking like this, people will think, hey, maybe he's into rock music. And they will be right. That's fine. But if I say, actually, I'm way more into jazz, and they say that, no, you're a rocker, then we have a problem,
Exactly.
It's being able to express yourself, and then, people are going to perceive that and put that into their own categories and world, and that's fine. But it's important to be able to do it yourself and to express yourself, freely. Yeah, and everybody has the right to do that. Everybody, definitely.
It's on this album. So Vincent, new drummer, right?
Yeah.
So is this his first touring cycle, or?
Also.
How's it been getting on?
Really nice. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great drummer. He's a very powerful drummer. That's something that I really like about him. He hits hard, There's no compromise, and
it's like Dave Grohl
like
style,
that.
Right?
It's been great. And making the album with him was really cool because, our previous drummer is still a great friend of us, and but he definitely has a different style, and getting to adjust the music was moving away a little bit from the previous album, and so having a new drummer also kind of fit in a way to rediscover what we're about. And he has a little different style, and I think it fits really well. And it's been really good, definitely. Yeah,
because I saw I listened to the set from the Armenius Church, right?
Oh yeah,
because that was like the goodbye show kind of for the previous drummer.
That's true. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I mean, that church looked amazing. It was beautiful. Like what a place to play.
Yeah, that was really awesome. It's a beautiful church. It was in Rotterdam, the hometown of the band. So it was really like a homecoming. We had been touring for 2 years on and off. It was quite difficult after COVID to get going again, and this was like the end of that cycle. And Verwoed from the Mother was playing there too, and it felt really like, wow, this is a beautiful end, and we were really happy he could join us for this. He was injured actually, so like in the early December we had to play with a few session drummers actually, like the last couple of shows. It was really like is he gonna make it? Yeah. But he did, and he fucking played an amazing show, and it was really like really great goodbye for him as a drummer for Dool. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the venue kind of reminded me a bit of I don't know if you've been to Roadburn, but the old Het Patronat stage, the church. In Roadburn, they had the church stage there for a while. Yeah,
the Patronat.
It reminded me a bit like that, which I thought it's just such a great setting for live music.
Yeah, true. And this one, the Armenians, is actually still used as a church as well.
Wow.
And but they also have cultural events, and it was a great venue to do this. A lot of work. We organized everything ourselves, the whole rental of the stage and all these kind of things. But it was definitely worth it, and it was really cool that Prophecy thought the recordings were so nice from this that they said, hey, let's make a live album out of it. And it felt like a great ending for this part of the band, this chapter with Misha. It's a fitting end, definitely. Yeah, we were very happy with that. So
that's beautiful. I mean, you have 3 extremely different cards, but they tie together in a really cool way. Like motherhood as well, a lot of it is kind of meting out justice.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like every band kind of has those family, like the family dynamic asserts itself. Like you probably have a mother in your band, potentially.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe not. Maybe it's a father, maybe it's neither.
Maybe we need a mother.
Maybe we need to hire
to protect
a mother.
us from ourselves.
Band's mother.
We're lacking this a little bit, and this is a hint.
It's interesting. There's like 2 children and a baby, and the way they're all sort of like sitting with each other, I find is like a really almost religious, the way it's like arranged. Yeah, and the way they're all holding on to each other. I think like being in a band, it's like you say, you're constantly having to protect those relationships and look after each other. And then you have the cave, like trying to fall asleep on a tour bus while it's moving. It's really difficult. And like, just while you're on tour, you don't have any time to yourself, any personal space. Like, that must be really difficult after a month. And like, after tonight, you're going to be free, and you get to like reassert the scales and have some balance in your life until you play the other shows in December, I guess.
Yes, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Cool.
I look forward to it, to rebalance a little bit.
It's fun to tip the scales sometimes.
Yeah, that's also good.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Well, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks.